Hello, welcome back to my Mario Kart Wii, where in the last episode we played through the Shell Cup on 100cc, and in this episode we are going to be playing through the Banana Cup on 100cc, and we are going to be using, let's use Baby Mario, because recently we unlocked, oh wait, no, sorry, we unlocked a cart, never mind, we're gonna use the big bike. I thought we unlocked a bike for those guys. Anyway, sorry, never mind. Anyway, making transmission, of course, and we're going to be starting at the Banana Cup. Let's do it. Yeah, I knew we unlocked a cart for the lightweight characters, but I knew we unlocked a vehicle. I didn't know if it was a bike or a cart. As it turns out, it was a cart, so this is kind of a waste. No matter. Anyway, so you remember in the last episode I mentioned that we were going to talk about New Super Mario. What I claimed was the final nail in IGN's coffin. That may have been a little bit of an exaggeration because they've done a lot of really, really dumb things. Like they're just consistently dumb, right? So there's no definitive. Yeah, this was the. I can do that pretty consistently now, actually. The power block thing, I'm getting better at it. But yeah, there's no definitive, oh, this is the thing that screwed them over, because they're just so consistently awful. So this is, as I'm sure some of you know, New Super Mario Bros. U was one of the first walkthroughs first games I ever made a walkthrough on the channel. It was terrible. I highly encourage you to not watch it, because it is actual garbage. But I do encourage you, if you want to check out the revamped, like the rebooted, remastered version of the walkthrough, because that one I actually put a lot of time into making it as high quality as it could be, and I think I did a pretty good job of it. It's definitely one of my favorite on the channel, which is up against some pretty stiff competition, so I would say definitely check it out. I really do love that game. I do think it's better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and not just because it's newer, so don't get that idea. I just fell into the ice nice. So my reaction to it being announced for the Switch as a deluxe form was kind of my same to Mario Kart 8. Was like, yeah, it's a cash grab. There's not a whole lot that's new, but at least for people who don't have a Wii U anymore but want to play it again, they can play it on the Switch. That's because at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? It's a glorified port, right? It's not a new game or anything. It's a glorified port, and that's what it. I don't think they're trying to hide it because it is the same name, just deluxe edition. I'm gonna get it because, as I mentioned previously, I am trying to sell my Wii U so I can just use the Switch for Nintendo games, and obviously New Super Mario Bros. U would be one of those. It is gonna be a little weird to get used to playing that game without a Wiimote, because so much of what you do in the game is like I've trained myself to get used to using shaking the Wiimote, not shaking the Pro Controller. But maybe if I use a Joy-Con, that'll feel more. I don't know. I'll play around with that when the time comes. But for now, the reason why I bring this up is because New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. What did it have? It had New Super Luigi U as like a bundle, right? Because the version of New Super Mario Bros. U I have for the Wii U also has New Super Luigi U bundled with it, because that's because the Wii U I got came bundled with that game. It's ordinarily a two-separate game, so I know it has that. It is new characters, right? Toadette is there too, right? And then she can transform into Peachette, I think. Is that correct? Do I have this right? Sorry, I don't own the game. Oh dear God. I know some of what I remember some of what I heard, but not all of it. So just keep that in mind as I'm talking. But the long and short of it is, for people who don't own the Wii U anymore, totally worth it. But if you already own the game on Wii U and you don't plan on getting rid of your Wii U anytime soon, I don't recommend you get it. I don't think there's enough to justify purchasing the same game twice, unless, of course, like I said, you're going to get rid of the Wii U. I'm starting to sound like a broken clock, so let's move on to the real point of why I brought this up in the first place, which is good old IGN. As always, because I did kind of open this by saying they're consistently awful, so I gotta see that to the conclusion. I think I tried to say completion and conclusion like at the same time, and it didn't work anyway. Alright, I'll talk about that in the next race. One second, oh my God, words are so hard. Okay, I want to make sure I get this absolutely correct, because I don't want to Like I said, I don't want to misquote IGN and, you know, get someone real pissed off. Okay, let's see. Where is it? It is here. Okay, so, IGN's review of New Super Mario Bros. U originally was a 9.1. And I would say, you know, that's a fairly justified score. I would say that is a fair score. I would absolutely agree with that. My review, like, if I was, I don't typically assign games numbers, just because I'd rather talk about, like, qualifiable stuff rather than quantifiable stuff. Like, I'd rather discuss how mechanics work and how well they work rather than just saying the gameplay is a solid 8 out of 10, but the story is only a 3 out of 10. Tell me why those things are the case. Don't just assign a random number and then call it a day. That being said, I have assigned numbers in the past, and because I feel like that makes it easier for people to understand. Like, because most people are just like, huh? What? Words are complicated, but numbers. Oh, I see that 9 there, and like, ooh, that's a good game. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's a personal pet peeve of mine, but whatever. The point here being that I would agree that the first game is a 9 out of 10. However, here's the thing, though. You see, so IGN then proceeded to review New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, okay? And would you like to know what their score was for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? Would you like to take a shot in the dark as to what you think their score would be? Go ahead. Tell you what. Keep a number in your head, and just take a guess. What do you think? You think they're gonna make it higher? Think you make it lower? You can keep it like the same. What would you think? What do you think, based on what you know about IGN and what I've said about IGN recently? What do you think I'm building up to here? Well, now we're going to compare the number you have in your head to the number that they actually gave it. They gave New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe an 8 out of 10. Okay, I think it's long in a silence period. So, like, how is it possible for a game with the same exact levels to be inferior to the original when the only thing that changed were the new characters? Like, how is that possible? I just don't understand. Like, I like how I'm trying to justify IGN scores as if they have any level of credibility whatsoever. Oh, whatever. Let's head to the next race. Okay, so I just looked at the review again. They said it's broadly approachable, a feature-rich platforming game. It touted as a welcome addition to the roster for those. Oh, and they added an abbot too. For those after a more forgiving way to tackle some of the more challenging levels. And the inclusion of New Super Luigi mode extends its lifespan substantially. While there are a number of other Nintendo Switch games, I probably shouldn't be reading, like, glancing down on my left while also trying to race. Just straight, I'll do it here. Number of other Nintendo Switch games that, within the genre, that outdo New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe in various different ways. I would appreciate it if you named some of those. Like, what are we referring to here? Also, back to the thing I said earlier. Their claim for why New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe isn't like why the score isn't as high is, well, other games are better, therefore this one must be bad. My brain is like having an aneurysm trying to figure out how they do anything. And the conclusion statement is, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is an enjoyable re-release, but doesn't stand quite as tall next to modern platformers. The only thing I can assume from that is that they're trying to compare this to Super Mario Odyssey, which is about the dumbest thing you can possibly do. You should be comparing it to the original, and if you do that, what you will see is that it is the same game with new levels. Oh, sorry, not new levels, sorry. Please do not take that out of context. I misspoke horribly. With new characters. New characters that you don't have to play as. I fail to see how it can be a lesser game because of it. Actually, wait, let me check something really quickly. Mario Kart 8 review IGN and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe review IGN. We're going to compare these things. We are going to compare them in the next race. I'm going to finish this race off now, and I'll read them on the loading screen. And we're going to see if they're, because by their logic, I mean, it's a re-release, and it's just, so we're going to see, we're going to see if they're consistent. It'll be very interesting, like, because, I mean, you know, I say that, but, I mean, we all know what it's going to be. We all know what's going to happen, right? Like, there's going to be no surprises here. In fact, you know, I'm pretty sure I already looked this up previously. I don't remember what, well, okay, I have an idea of what the results are going to be, just based on principle alone. But the actual results, I don't remember. We're going to take the left path, we've been going straight ever since. We're going to take the left path this time. Alright, back here. Oh, just a quick glance to my left reminds me of the days when IGN actually broke down things into a pros and cons list instead of just having one blanket statement that's supposed to cover the entirety of the game. Remember those days? Remember when IGN was slightly less terrible than it is? Like, I wouldn't say good, but slightly less terrible. Remember those days? By the way, I promise next episode will not be ranting about IGN. I can promise you that much, but, you know, seeing that Toy Story 4 video reignited a little spark, like, reignited my hatred of them for just a little bit. And we're, like, let's not finish below first. Let's just finish strong. Thank you very much. Okay. Alright, I have this one pulled up. Let's go over to the other one. And we're going to be doing a little compare and contrast essay here, live. Well, I guess not live, but live for me, not live for you. Next race. I just remembered how much I hate IGN's mobile web. Like, their mobile website is such trash. Like, it freezes, like, every 5 seconds. And it's not my tab, by the way, because, for one, all the other websites are fine. But also just because this is one of the newer iPads. So I find it hard to believe that my hardware is to blame for their crappy website. But, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with the actual reviews, so we'll cover that now. Okay, so, oh, and also it's covered with ads that take, like, you know how those stupid, sometimes, like, you'll just be sitting on a website and they'll take you to a random, congratulations, you're the 1 millionth visitor kind of thing, that IGN's full of that on mobile, and it's stupid. But, okay, let's stop complaining about their website for a small, but let's start complaining about the reviews. Let's shift the focus of complaints. So, in their original Mario Kart 8 review, they said, let's find out, they said, if this would reload. Okay. Mario Kart 8 is a fun kart racer that uses gravity-defying tracks and better item balance to build a better game. Personally, I love when you use the same word twice in the same sentence. That honestly makes it so that really improves the quality. Pros: great graphics and sound, creative racetracks, fun use of anti-gravity, better item balance. Con: the only con is missing online features. Admittedly, I would have to read the review a little more in depth to see what they mean by missing online features, because Mario Kart 8 actually had, their online was really, really good. Like, I would be genuinely curious to see what they have to say about that. Probably wouldn't be worth anything, but just out of sheer curiosity, I want to see what they say. Figured, yeah, that was going to happen eventually. So, the overall number score was a 9.0. And you may think to yourself, that's a pretty darn good score. Well, remember what we know about IGN. They tend to give re-releases lower scores. And if they were consistent, you know, like, we just rate re-releases lower because it's like, give us something new, then at least, I could disagree with them, but I could at least say, well, at least you're consistently stupid. But no, because if we go over to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe review, what did they say? They say, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still a gorgeous game, and the overhauled battle mode is a great reason to pick it up. So, let's just compare. Mario Kart 8 is the same game as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Assuming you have all the DLC for the original Mario Kart 8 game, it is the exact same game. The only difference... Oh, okay, sorry. A couple new characters. You have King Boo, that's a new one. The Inklings, those are new. Am I missing anybody? I'm probably missing somebody. but those are the ones I know off the top of my head. So, when we operate off this empty, it's the same except for those new characters, 200 was in the original, and the new battle mode. That is it. Those are the only differences. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe difference is that it has the new characters. Okay. So, they both have very few new features. One of them is, well, I mean, it's just not as good as other platformers. This one is, they added a new battle mode, and that means you should go get it. Whatever, that's enough. I can only rant about IGN for so long before I just, like, want to cease the means of speaking. So, that'll be it for that'll be done with, my ranting about IGN for a while now. I promise, we'll talk about something else next time. Let's go to the award ceremony. You got first place. Double star ranking. Nice. You won trophies in the 100cc Shell Cup and Banana Cup. Congratulations, you can now play the 100cc Leaf Cup. And that's it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart Wii. Goodbye.